And the idea is, the idea of the Arnold Ventures project is to reduce that pretrial jail population. It's a problem in rural jails, well, jails all over the country, not just rural jails. But you can see the orange on that bottom graph is, you can see that orange proportion gets bigger. So that's taking, in 2014 it was 57%, and now it goes into the 70s and the 80s in recent years. So that's the issue. It makes sense to focus on that part of the jail population, and that's what this project is about. So, and what's going on? So there's two parts of this. One is the public safety assessment, which is kind of like a little bit like the juvenile risk assessment instrument, but it's aimed at all inmates, adult inmates in particular. And you're looking at, it's essentially a thing where you ask of the situation, is this defendant a risk to reoffend and a risk or a risk to not show up for the court date, so failure to appear. And one of the things that's made us nervous about implementing these things is putting a burden on the jail. The nice thing about the PSA and Open Lattice is the company, the IT company that Arnold Ventures, the person doing this research, or the foundation doing this research, has contracted with to implement the PSA. The nice thing about the PSA is it plugs directly into Zerker, and it plugs into the court's data system. So you can get things like prior offenses and all, failures to appear and all that stuff, prior convictions and whatnot. Fairly automated, so it's less burden on the jail. The benefit would be that you get more objective decisions from, judges have a bit more information, it's much clearer. There is a scoring mechanism similar to what we do for the juvenile RAE, or RAE means risk assessment instrument. So, the idea is that over the long haul, we'd be able to reduce that pretrial jail population, which is the bulk of our jail population. Now, we could just do the PSA by itself and just implement that. We were kind of working on that with the sheriff and the jail were being very helpful, and as well Pennington County helped us out a little bit to start to get ready for that. But then we learned of this opportunity. So this is, and part of what this opportunity is, Arnold Ventures wants to do some intensive research on pretrial stuff, all the things that have to do with pretrial policies, procedures. Part of that, though, is they don't want you to implement the PSA before becoming a research partner. But so some of the benefit of doing that would, we have to wait for the decision on whether or not they picked us. They're picking 5 counties nationwide. I think we have a decent chance. I've been told we have a decent chance. We're a rural county, so that makes us a little bit unique. We have a little bit different problem set. Then the benefit of that is you get a lot of help so you get more assistance as you implement the PSA, which would be a fairly new process for us. And you start dealing with issues that might reach beyond just doing that risk assessment, some of the policies, the procedures, the processes that deal with pretrial stuff. The thing we have to be aware of, so it's not quite a grant, it's to become a research partner, and you get some of the benefits, kind of like a grant, from the help that you get. But they're gonna want us to be, involved in, dialoguing, probably meetings fairly frequently, but say at most monthly, but a lot of them be telephonic. There is an introductory trip. They'd want six of our people to go on a trip, which they pay for, to meet all the other counties that are involved in this project. Just as far as who's on board, I think pretty much everybody in Cottington County is on board, to include the judges that I've spoken to. Well, that's all 3 of them. And the one thing is that we do need to continue to a bit more discussion with the circuit, so with the 3rd Judicial Circuit, because it does involve in order to make this kind of less burdensome on the jail, we want to be able to plug into that court data system, the Odyssey system. So that's part of it, and we want to be in sync with everybody. So that's basically the idea there. The due date for the application is November 1st. So we'd have to take action next week, and be similar to the action that Steve just asked for, like a weed grant. So we just agree that we're gonna apply to do this. But since I think I'd like to talk to the circuit a bit more.
So the motion on the floor is to postpone it until next week.
Yeah.
Second that.
And we have a second. Motion by Gable, second by Hatton. Discussion is primarily you want to touch base and have more communication with circuit court judges.
Yeah.
Are we able then to plug in and use Open Lattice probably because?
Well, Open Lattice is the company that helps. They're
Yeah.
the one that make they're designing the web tool and working on the interfaces with Zerker and
And
Odyssey.
that would make it less cumbersome to pull out some of this
Yeah,
data because
yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that would
And
be,
if we watched a demo about a little over a year ago. I didn't quite understand what I was looking at when we watched it. Then they did one just with me once, and then it's like, oh, I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is.
it
we
has made a
we
big difference in other counties that have
Yeah, I know.
implemented it. And they did get grants to do it, so this would be good.
Yeah, so the Minnehaha and Pennington, the judges at least really like it. So,
All right.
we'll see. So,
Any more discussion? Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. It'll be on the agenda for next week. Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's go on to number 14, action to approve claims for payment. Do we have any today?
No claims today.
Action to approve automatic budget supplements.
We do have one. We have received a payment from Lake County for the sandbags that we distributed to them a couple weeks ago. Initially, they were going to return them, but apparently they changed their mind and decided to keep them. So they have remitted $4,500 to us, which we are allowed to put back into the emergency management budget with action.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Hatton, second by Van Duzen. Any discussion? Is that the right number, Jim? I think sounds good. Okay.
Jim, did
That's the number on the check.
Jim, did they keep all of the sandbags that you had delivered down there?
They kept them all, and I'd like to put that on the agenda for next week, because I'd like to order replacement bags to replace the bags that we sent down there, with the money that we received.
Okay.
We'll have to vote on that next week.
We're getting that agenda filled up here for next week already. Any other discussion? Good discussion, appreciate it. Any other discussion?
Just curious, and I know Jim's not up here, but will those sandbags be at the same cost that we'll be purchasing as what we sold them for?
That's correct.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. Number 16, action to approve personnel changes, and we have 5 of them, I think, or 6, something like
5.
that.
The first one is a new hire, legal secretary in the state's attorney's office, Katie Mose, effective date October 21st, step 3, $16.17 per hour. She will be replacing an employee who has chosen to retire. This is a part-time, 80% employee, so it will be with benefits. The next one is Rusty Matthews, is a deputy in the state's attorney, or deputy in the sheriff's office. He's due an anniversary step increase to step 11, $27.50. The next 3 are also all anniversary step increases. Alan Bank is maintenance 3 at the highway. He'll go to step 13, $24.67. Jamie Dolan is maintenance 3. He'll go to step 7, $22.62. And Brad Schwinger is maintenance 3. He'll go to step 3, $24.67.
Make a motion to approve
Motion
those.
by Van Duzen, second by Gable. Any discussion? Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carries. We do not have any travel requests to my knowledge.
None today.
Okay, all right. Public notice that possible quorum of commissioners could be tonight. There is a volunteer appreciation supper at the Elks. I believe that's at, 7 o'clock? 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Are there any other events that we might all end up at?
Mr. Chairman, just for everybody's information, we postponed the CCJAC meeting that was scheduled Thursday last week because of the icy, rainy weather, and so we're looking at rescheduling that one of the first 2 weeks of November. So I'm talking to the CCJAC members.
You haven't set a date yet?
No, not solid date, but that didn't happen. So
Also, October 21st, there is the Conservation District Legislative Banquet, and that's at Webster, South Dakota in the Galley, and that's at 6:30 p.m. I don't know if there'll be
Please
a...
RSVP. I plan on attending, but if anyone else, please RSVP on that one.
And that's next Monday, is that right?
That's correct.
Next Monday evening. Are there any other items? Any other items? Seeing none, let's go on to 19, any old business to bring before the board today? Any old business? Is there any old business? Seeing none, is there any new business? Any new business? Seeing none, then open comments, anything from the commissioners, anything? If not, then I think that we're ready to go into executive session. And which item should we handle first?
Sarah's not here, so maybe do the emergency manager. I don't know where Sarah and Kim are.
Did Sarah go back to the office, or? But the others are here.
Yeah, we might as well.
All right, so we're going to take the discussion of the new emergency management position. We'll take that first, but hang loose out in the hall, and we'll call you when we're ready, okay?
Just a couple minutes. Thank you.
All right, motion to go into executive session.
Make that motion.
Motion by Haddon, second by Van Duzen. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Hold the same sign, motion carries, we're in executive session. Thank you.